They told me working late at the office would be quiet and easy. But no one warned me about what really happens when the building goes dark. This was about 2 years ago, when I worked a night shift job at this small company downtown. I was basically a one-person team at night. My boss trusted me to finish up reports, answer the rare late-night call, and keep an eye on the place. Honestly, I didn't hate it. I'm kind of a night owl anyway. Plus, it felt nice having the whole office to myself. No chatty coworkers, no phones ringing every 5 seconds. Just me, my headphones, and too much vending machine coffee. The office was on the 3rd floor of an old building that had been around for decades. During the day it felt normal, busy, alive, but at night? It was like the walls themselves were holding their breath. Still, I got used to it. Until the small things started happening. One night, maybe around 1:30 a.m., I was typing away when I heard footsteps in the hallway. Not faint. Not creaky. Clear. Heavy. Like someone walking just outside my office. I froze. My shift was always solo. There shouldn't have been anyone else there. I told myself maybe it was the cleaning crew, but when I peeked out, the hallway was completely empty. That was the first time I felt it. That weird gut feeling, like I wasn't really alone. A couple of nights later, I went into the break room to grab some water. As I'm filling my cup, I hear the microwave door slam shut. I spin around, heart racing, but it's closed. I swear I'd left it open when I heated noodles earlier. My hands shook the whole walk back to my desk, but I told myself I was just tired. A week later, I'm in the middle of inputting data when the printer whirs to life. Scared the hell out of me. I hadn't sent anything to print. It spits out a single sheet of paper, and on it, just one line of text. Get out. I stared at it for what felt like forever. I checked the printer queue. Nothing there. No history. No job sent. My stomach dropped. I wanted to leave right then, but I couldn't explain it. I didn't want to look crazy. A few nights later, the desk phone rings. No one ever calls that late. I pick it up. Silence at first. Then, breathing. Slow, heavy breathing, like someone holding the phone inches from their mouth. I whispered, "Hello?" The voice that finally came through was so quiet, but I'll never forget it. "Don't look behind you." My entire body froze. And of course, what do? I turn. The office was empty, just buzzing lights and humming machines. When I looked back at the phone. Click. Dead line. By this point, I was on edge constantly. I told myself I'd quit, but I wanted one more paycheck before I left. Big mistake. It was a Friday, around 3:30 a.m. The building suddenly went dead quiet. No humming from the fridge, no clicking of the AC, nothing. Then, footsteps. Slow, deliberate, heavy footsteps in the hallway. Step. 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 They were getting closer to my office door. The handle rattled, like someone was testing if it was locked. I sat frozen in my chair, my heart pounding so loud I was sure whoever was out there could hear it. Then, right at the crack of the door. A whisper. So close it felt like it was in my ear. "I see you." That broke me. I didn't grab my bag. Didn't even shut down my computer. I just bolted. I sprinted out of my office, down 3 flights of stairs, and didn't stop running until I hit the street. The next morning, I came back only to quit. When I told my manager I was done, he laughed and said, You're not the first person to complain about weird stuff here. You know, years ago, the security guard died of a heart attack. Right in the hallway outside your office. I didn't even reply. I just left. To this day, I can't sit in an office alone without feeling watched. And sometimes, late at night, when my apartment is dead quiet, I swear I hear those same footsteps. Maybe it was stress. Maybe it was my brain playing tricks from lack of sleep. Or maybe I was never actually alone in that office. I swear to you, I was never alone in that building, even when I was supposed to be. So, this happened about 2 years ago, back when I was working a night shift job at a small office. Nothing fancy. Just boring data entry, answering a few late-night calls, printing reports. Honestly, I didn't mind it. The pay was decent, and I liked the quiet. Most nights, it was just me, my laptop, and way too much vending machine coffee. The office was on the 3rd floor of this old building downtown. During the day, it was packed with people, but at night, it felt completely different. You know that heavy silence where you can hear the buzz of the lights, your own breathing, even the hum of the fridge in the break room? That was my soundtrack every night. At first, it felt peaceful. But then, little things started happening. One night, I was working late, maybe around 2 a.m., when I heard footsteps in the hallway. Now, remember, I was the only one scheduled that shift. The sound wasn't faint either, it was clear, like heavy shoes on tile. Step, 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 right past my door. I froze. But when I peeked out, the hallway was empty. I told myself it was just the pipes, or maybe the cleaning crew. But the weird thing? The cleaning crew never came that late. I shrugged it off. But after that, I started noticing other things. A few nights later, I went into the break room to grab some water. As I'm filling up my cup, I hear the microwave door slam shut behind me. But when I turn around, it's closed. And I swear, I had left it open earlier because I was heating up noodles. I laughed nervously, thinking maybe I was just tired, but my gut, it was tight. Another time, I'm typing away, and suddenly the printer in the corner starts up. It scared the hell out of me because I hadn't sent anything to print. The paper slides out, and there's just one single line printed on the sheet. It said, "Get out." I sat there, staring at it. I even checked the printer history, nothing in the queue. Like, no job sent. At this point, I thought maybe someone was messing with me. But who would bother? Nobody even cared about that office job. Then came the night that still makes me sick thinking about it. The phone on my desk rings. It's the office line, which rarely ever gets calls that late. I pick it up, half expecting it to be a wrong number. But there's just breathing. Not normal breathing. It was ragged, heavy, like someone was right up against the receiver. I said, "Hello?" Nothing. Just breathing. Then, finally, this low voice whispers, "Don't look behind you." My heart stopped. I spun around so fast my chair nearly tipped over. But the room was empty. Just me, the flickering fluorescent lights, and that phone still pressed against my ear. Click. The line went dead. I should have left right then, but for some stupid reason, I didn't. I told myself, "You're being paranoid. It's just a prank." So, I forced myself to finish my shift. But around 3:30 a.m., the building went completely silent. No humming lights, no fridge buzz, nothing. Like the power died, but it hadn't, because my screen was still on. And then, from down the hallway, I heard it again. Footsteps. Slow this time. Deliberate. Step. 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 They were coming closer. I swear I could feel someone's presence just outside my door. The handle rattled, like someone was testing if it was locked. I couldn't move. My body just locked up. Then, clear as day, I heard a voice whisper through the crack in the door. "I see you." That broke me. I grabbed my bag, bolted out of the office, and didn't even look behind me as I sprinted down 3 flights of stairs and out into the street. When I came back the next day to quit, the manager told me something that still makes my skin crawl. He said, "You know, it's funny you mentioned hearing footsteps. The old security guard used to talk about that too. Except, he died in the building. Right there in the hallway outside your office. Heart attack. Middle of his shift." I just stared at him. I didn't even tell him about the printer, or the phone call, or that voice at my door. I just left. But sometimes, when I'm working late at home, and the house is quiet, I swear, I can still hear those footsteps. Maybe it was just a prank. Maybe it was my brain playing tricks on me from lack of sleep. Or maybe I was never actually alone in that office. I used to think the scariest part of working nights was staying awake. But the truth? It was realizing I was never actually alone. This was about 2 years ago. I had just landed this job at a small insurance office downtown. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid my bills and let me work around my college classes. The catch? I had to cover the night shifts sometimes. Basically, I'd be the only one in the building from 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. At first, I actually liked it. No phones constantly ringing. No managers breathing down my neck. Just me, the glow of my monitor, and endless coffee to keep me going. The office itself wasn't creepy during the day. But at night, it felt different. Silent. Too silent. Like the whole building was holding its breath. The first time something weird happened, it was small. It was close to 2 a.m. I was half asleep at my desk when I heard it. Footsteps. Heavy ones. Right in the hallway outside my office. I froze. No one else was supposed to be there. I forced myself to peek out. The hallway was empty. No cleaning crew. No late-night stragglers. Nothing. I laughed it off. Told myself it was just old pipes or maybe my imagination. But in my gut, I knew something was off. A few nights later, I walked into the break room to grab water. As I'm filling my cup, the microwave door slammed shut behind me. I spun around. It was closed. But I knew I had left it open earlier when I heated up some noodles. The hairs on my neck stood straight up. I rushed back to my desk and tried to convince myself I was overtired. Another night, I'm typing up reports when the printer next to me whirs to life. It startled me because I hadn't printed anything. It spit out a single page. No formatting, no header. Just one line in bold black ink. "Get out." My stomach dropped. I checked the print history. There was nothing there. It was like the document never existed. I shoved the page in my drawer, pretending it didn't happen. The worst was the phone call. It was around 3 a.m., and the office phone rang. That almost never happened at night. I answered, "Hello?" At first, silence. Then, breathing. Slow, heavy, ragged. "Hello?" Who is this? I asked. Nothing. Just that breathing. Then, finally, a whisper. So low I almost missed it. Don't look behind you. My chest locked up. Of course, I turned anyway. The office was empty. Just the hum of the lights. When I looked back at the phone. Click. The line went dead. By then, I was done. I told myself I'd quit after that week. But on my very last shift, something happened I still can't explain. It was close to 3:30 a.m. Everything in the building went still. No buzzing lights. No hum from the AC. Total silence. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Getting closer. Step. 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 They stopped right outside my office. I held my breath. The doorknob rattled. Like someone was testing if it was locked. Then, from the other side of the door, a whisper. So clear it felt like it was right against my ear. I see you. That broke me. I didn't shut down my computer. I didn't grab my bag. I just ran. Out the door, down 3 flights of stairs, and into the street. The next morning, I went in only to quit. When I told my manager I was done, he smirked and said, "You're not the first one spooked in this building. Funny thing, the old security guard died of a heart attack right in that hallway outside your office. Swore for years the place was haunted." I didn't say a word. I just left. But sometimes now, when I'm working late at home, and everything is silent, I swear I hear those same footsteps. Maybe it was stress. Maybe it was sleep deprivation. Or maybe I was never alone in that office.